Yes, US President Trump and First Lady Melania Trump really rolling out the red carpet for the Australian Prime Minister and his wife. A state banquet here on the South Lawn of the White House. All the trappings of a close ally coming for a visit. But of course, news being made on multiple fronts here at the White House. The latest stepping up of sanctions against Iran. The US President saying he's going after Iran's central bank.
We have just sanctioned the Iranian National Bank. That is their central banking system, and it's going to be at the highest level of sanctions.
US also going after Iran's National Development Fund, essentially like its sovereign wealth fund, its big investment vehicle, being targeted for ties, the US says, between the Iranian Revolutionary Guard and the central bank, as well as Hezbollah in Lebanon. But obviously a response to that attack on the Saudi oil field, which the US has pointed the finger mainly at Iran. But of course, other news as he stood beside the Australian Prime Minister Scott Morrison, China dominating their discussions. Australia has made it no secret that they want this trade war between the US and China to end. The US sees its ally in the Asia Pacific, Australia, as perhaps coming down more on the US side. But with so much of Australia's economy dependent on China trade, Scott Morrison sort of tried to do a balancing act.
Australia has benefited greatly from the economic growth of China. We have a comprehensive strategic partnership with China and a free trade agreement with China. And they have grown and they have become, a substantive economy in the world. And once you sort of get into that level, then you need to be able to be playing to the same rules as those other developed nations.
And while these two leaders see eye to eye on a lot of things, there are differences, especially when it comes to US defence posture against China in the South China Sea. The Australians have not joined the freedom of navigation so-called patrols, despite pressure from the US. Nathan King, CGTN at the White House.